Welcome to the morning show with TurboTabs, where we talk about TF2, but not really. Hi, I'm TurboTabs. I'm here to bring you some bonus content here in the morning time. It's the morning show. It's not really morning
It's not the
time.
morning anymore.
It's not morning anymore.
It's 2:37.
But it really is Lucky, though. I brought Lucky
Hello.
alongside. He is a player at this LAN, not a caster this time round. But I thought, variety of life. There's a bit of spice in the not-so-morning. So, Lucky, how are we doing for starters?
Yeah, great. Everyone's doing fantastic as far as I'm aware. I've not seen anyone get totally destroyed on day one, but you never know what's going to happen. We might not have anyone... Well, we might have a few people not turn up for day two in hangover state. And the event organisers asked us how much beer they should buy.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot of stuff that's happening on day one, but I kind of wanted to use this morning time to kind of talk about bits where we didn't really get to address. Not only was there a lot of stuff happening on day one, but there's a lot of stuff happening way before the LAN even started. We had a massive qualifier and all that, and I think you were a part of that as well.
Yeah, we were indeed. We didn't get an invite, obviously, being a Division 1 team. So we played in the qualifier. It was actually really fun, and the qualifier is actually really competitive as well. All the teams are pretty good, so look at that man. There he is.
Oh, yeah, and obviously all the gamers are rolling through. You can see them in the background going through, just to kind of reiterate that we are eventually going to have a LAN tournament being played underway. But, so the qualifier was fun to play.
Yeah, it was also watching the other qualifier games as well were really good. You could see loads of the upcoming teams that are going to march through Division 2 into Division 1 and then potentially go even further. So it's a really good place to sort of scout talent, especially since we've always got players leaving the Prem scene and stuff. So it's slowly filtering new teams in. It's always good to see. And watching some of the teams play on LAN, for some people it's their first LAN, and some people it's their billionth LAN. So getting everyone sort of meeting together, and there's a few people here that I've not met before, so that's all fun. What about you? Have you enjoyed it? Did you enjoy the qualifiers?
Yeah, I watched a bit of the qualifiers. It kind of bums you out because obviously some teams are just not going to go to LAN if they can't make it. Some teams still did. Some teams just went, okay, fine, we'll just spectate. It doesn't matter. We'll just rock up and
just love the game.
Scowl at people you called this a team? What are they doing? Just scowling at Saints you don't deserve this.
Yeah.
I would have done better.
How dare they?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I think we've even got a cool little video to kind of show off all the qualifier stuff, and that's why I wanted to segue this little info. Anyway.
With 9 teams invited, the 7 remaining slots were up for grabs in the open qualifier. The 16 teams were divided into round-robin groups of 4, with the winner of each group securing automatic qualification, while the second-place teams would be sent into the knockout stage, a final round-robin group to determine the last 3 qualifying teams. Nandem came into qualifier Group 1 on a 14-map win streak in TF2 Div 1, and this strong form persisted throughout the qualifiers. They convincingly won all 3 of their series without dropping a map, securing LAN qualification. Nandem's only round loss came at the hands of Rose Mix Poundland, whose wins against Oracle Fire and Foop Club were at least enough to win in the second place and a spot in the knockout stage. Group 2 was somewhat of a 2-horse race, with Kaysgo Cooking and Oracle Ice dropping behind the rest early. The group was decided by that third round game between George and Bloking Hazard. By performing a quick comeback on Process and a full reverse sweep on Bagel, George took the scrappy and competitive series 2-0, but Bloking Hazard will certainly feel that they let a good opportunity for instant qualification slip through their fingers. The Napier de Lana trio of Alov, Dosu and Shio entered this qualifier as poLANd.tf's reigning champions after their victory in July of 2023. Their new roster TCM kept up the winning ways with clean series against Polandia's Bravest and Midnight Sixers to set up a final deciding tie against the incredibly experienced Swedish team of Saints. But this was a test that the Poles were able to pass with flying colours, sending them into the main stage to defend their title and leaving the Swedes to battle it out in the knockout stage. Group 4 continued the theme of outcomes hinging on the final game. Alien Workshop and 3 Steps Back each cleanly dispatched a Fritz fan club and local issues in their first 2 games, setting up yet another deciding final round game. In a statement of confidence, 3 Steps Back's pocket scout LF Beans bet his hair that he would beat the Aliens, and after a 16-minute 5-2 win on Sunshine in Map 1, his confidence appeared to be well placed. However, the I-71 bronze medalists fought back, winning both Koth maps 3-0 and sending 3 Steps Back and LF Beans into the knockout stage, disappointed and bald. With the top 4 teams qualified, and bottom 8 eliminated, the final 4 teams fought for the last 3 remaining spaces in the knockout stage. Loking Hazard redeemed themselves after their group stage mishap against George, and securing early wins against Saints and poundLAN ensured their qualification with a round to spare. Qualification for the other 3 teams, however, was not so straightforward. Round 3 started with the Saints facing poundLAN, with the loser almost certainly eliminated, but the Swedes rose to the challenge, putting on their strongest performance of the whole qualifier, comfortably winning 2-0. However, the final game between 3 Steps Back and the already qualified Loking Hazard could still shuffle up the tables. In a surprising twist, 3 Steps Back gave Loking Hazard their first defeat of the knockouts, confirming 3 Steps Back's LAN qualification and eliminating poundLAN on tiebreakers. This means that 3 Steps Back, Loking Hazard and Saints will join George, Nandem, TCM and Alien Workshop in qualifying for poLANd.tf 2024. Will these teams be able to put up a fight against the invited Prem teams? And who will lift the trophy and be crowned champions of Europe?
Welcome back to the morning show. Right, that was a little Qualify video. I bet you even spotted your
Our boys.
Yeah,
Our
here and
boys.
there.
Yeah, we're like super keen.
You're gonna have to explain the little cutout, like of I think someone's hair on the floor. I don't know what.
Oh
was.
yeah, so LF Bean said that if he lost to us, that he would shave his head.
Oh wow, and he
So
he
actually went through with it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We gave him a little bit of hope on map 1. We let him win, and then we destroyed them 3-0 on both other maps. Yeah. And then he shaved his head. It's funny.
And he turned up to LAN.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah, like LF Beans is a cool guy. He's very chill, like to hang out with. Also a very talented Dota player, I hear.
Oh.
Another person to add to the list.
Whoa, what rank is he? What?
He's like 3,000 EU or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's crazy. Anyway, TF2 stuff.
No, let's talk about Dota. I'm interested in Dota.
We're hijacking.
I haven't played a Dota game in a while. But,
Yeah.
all right, fine. We'll talk about.
We'll talk about other things.
But yeah.
Also, George, the Yak team. Have you watched any of their games?
Oh yes, I have. It is very much a live by the Yak, die by the Yak team.
Yep.
Where he's like he jumps in and then if he gets killed, it's like it's the greatest demo ever. I can't believe he just did that. Oh my god. And then there's times he just goes in and feeds.
Yeah. We've kind of had like a Deadpool of whether the team's gonna also fold mid game.
Yeah, it is. The comms are just hilarious. It is truly in my little breaks, I go straight to a Yak team and I just listen in.
Yeah.
And all this. I think I quote. There were moments where Funds was saying like, "Why am I fighting? Why am I listening to?
Yeah.
these
Why am I
guys?
doing this?
Why am I listening to you all?"
Yeah, because they had to in their last game that they had against LF Beans. It was against again mentioned name dropping him a lot today, but they had to pick their last map. The entire team said, "Don't pick product." Thomas came in. The biggest brain player in Europe comes in and goes, "Don't pick product, mate.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose." And the dude picks product and gets rolled 3-0.
Yeah.
And that's the team that drew to the Germans.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They're truly just an absolute lightning in a bottle, crazy team with results and consistency. But yeah, and just to see them mold about that decision after they've played a big product map as
they
well.
were so
they were
angry.
just literally circling the drain on the same points. Like, why do we pick product? Why do we pick product? Poor Faust must have ripped out like 90% of his hair.
Yeah.
So
also in the game they had against us, they came into our booth to do pick bans, and they were like trying to haze us in front of us.
You do get that.
LAN, you get the in-person element of it.
You gotta love the aspect of like somebody wins a game, and the first thing they do is like, "Boys, let's get up. We want to obviously shake hands, all this stuff." It's like, no, we want to rub their noses in it.
Yeah.
We want to completely. And it's always the winning team that heads on over, and everyone else is just like, "Oh my God."
And then they lost. Sad to them.
Yeah, everyone's been kind of like taking random little results or rounds or.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's not defied the script totally. I don't think people have been taking like places in the table away from each other.
Yeah, I think the table definitely looks how you would expect it to look.
Yeah.
After the first day.
Yeah, this little splash screen just tells you the rough, like, who made it, who didn't. The little jagged line, that's the lower bracket line. So if you
cheers, mate.
Yeah, so you're below that, hey, that's you're in. Yeah, you could be worse. You could be in that solid break of a line where George, Saints, and poundLAN and Broken Hazard, they're out. They're
Cast
done.
adrift.
But they could play in the B tournament, so we might see some little fun tidbits, or you see them having fun in the background, that's them playing a more fun tournament, because
Yeah.
now you're still playing the tournament with Witness Gaming and the Last Resort and all those wars.
Oh yeah. Also, we're probably going to end up against Evil Gaming because they're against Witness first, and that's going to suck. So that first bracket up there, ladies and gentlemen, you got Witness Gaming versus Evil Gaming. That's Shappy versus Pappy, and we all know how that ends. You got Mandem versus Woodlid. Mandem are pretty strong. They have Piggles. He is the best LAN player I think that exists.
He's morale on a stick.
Yeah, he is indeed. He's like charisma nat 20 at all times.
Yeah. So if things are getting depressive, there's no emo in that team.
There's no
because
emo.
the man just like
he won't let
kicks
you
it out
be
of the
emo.
door.
Yeah, he'll drop kick you and play on your computer at the same time. He's that talented. TLR, we've got Flick Seeds team. Obviously, come in with their sponsor. Wonderful stuff. Playing against Varmkorv Boogie. Varmkorv are pretty sick, honestly, but they've lost a couple of players. Maybe some controversy before the tournaments, in parentheses. But yeah, that game's going to be pretty close, I think. Varmkorv are pretty good, actually.
Everything apart from like the Witness Gaming game is going to be looking pretty close, I think everyone here has like potential. Maybe the 3 steps back might be a kind of, having struggles a little bit with whoever gets knocked down from all these like big wig names. But apart from that, I feel like anything could happen in this tournament, just apart from like in a Witness game.
Yeah. 3.5 stars versus TF2 Hard will be good as well, but I think TF2 Hard have kind of been throwing in comparison.
They are very much a LAN team of like having fun.
Yeah, they are indeed.
Will,
yeah,
like,
we're
2 rounds up, guys. What if we play with our feet? And
then,
I
also don't think it's controversial to say that that team is disappointed with their current results as well, because I spoke to them and they said they're disappointed with how some things went. And Leth was saying about how like bad he played, but I didn't think he played that bad. But yeah.
And plus they do like a good bevy later.
Yeah,
at the
they
night.
do.
I mean, everyone's having some bevies later at the night. I mean,
they had to shut the bar for a bit to get more.
Oh, good God, yeah. This place was absolutely crawling.
It was
just absolute drunken hysteria.
Degeneracy all over the place.
Yeah, and so there's just not enough space. I remember trying to go to the toilet was difficult because the corridors are just like sardine packed with gamers left to right.
Indeed. But 3.5 stars versus TF2 Hard, I think out of all the games in the top bracket, that will be the closest one. Just because I like to see the QP versus...
How was the tournament to play instead of cast for a change? Was it like...
it's good.
Nice, fun little LAN?
The playing at LAN is like a whole different experience. It's so much more fun to be sat alongside your teammates, especially with it, like, because we've been together like over a year now with our team, and we've all sort of like bonded and we all know each other, and we picked up Sneaky on Pocket Scout, and he's super experienced. He's brought a lot to the team, and like just playing online with your best mates is great. There's no other way to describe it. Especially if you come abroad, it's even more fun.
I want to talk to some obviously players that pass by in the game and all of this, and usually they say the biggest moments they'll have leaps in their TF2 gameplay is at a LAN when they like learn alongside their teammates, because they can do these sort of like team huddles around a computer and they're like, look, you're doing this and doing that. Now there's none of those mumble ones where you're like, yeah man, I'm totally listening to the MS Paint show that you're doing and you're just eating your Weetabix or something. You just got a YouTube show on in the other screen.
Yeah, like last night we got back to our Airbnb at like 4 in the morning or whatever it was. We ended up getting back, and instead of all going to bed, we had this TV in our living room and we demo reviewed at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, you only would do that at LAN. You wouldn't do that at home.
You don't do that at home. You just leave it be.
Shades, get up. It's time for a demo review.
Like, God, we were like destroyed. I don't even think any of us took anything away from it. And this morning we all like woke up and it was like midday. And we were like, oh, guess we should probably head back.
Pretty drunk, can't remember.
Yeah,
it was fading.
It was good though. But you know, you don't do that at home. Obviously, you've got like your whole. What people need to remember is that TF2 is not like a massive esport. People don't spend. Well, some people actually do spend all their time playing TF2. But for the majority of people, they have jobs and stuff that they do extra.
It's like a fun little game in of itself of just like how much can you balance your life and like a healthy, all these other aspects, but also do well at the TF2 hobby as well.
Yeah, and at LAN you can just sort of like full on TF2.
And plus, I see people like trading notes here. They talk about this whole balance of work and life and all this when they come to LAN, and they're like, "Oh, I feel pretty bad." Not compared to you, it's like, "Yeah, but I spend more time, but you do better, like prioritizing your time and all this stuff like this." And I was like, "Oh my god, look at all this work and dedication committed to a cartoon shooter."
Yeah. Don't compare yourself to others, guys. It's not worth it.
But I mean, if you can't remember all the details because you had a little bit too much to drink last night alongside everybody else here at the poLANd LAN, don't worry, we got you covered. We've got a little video of the recap of day one. Let's have a look. This is our production of the poLANd.tf 2024. Let's get in. Oh my god! Sam's literally clutching at the last minute. Morning show. Anyway, so that was
Midday show.
yeah, that was the recap of day one. It was a fun day. I had a fun time casting. We had a variety of casters coming in as well, variety of players. I just wanted to kind of touch on and maybe like celebrate a few names. We see all these team names coming up, and we see performances, but I really like highlighting like who's doing well at LAN and who's kind of like showing up, turning up, maybe turning heads, and like you mentioned, these LANs are a good time to like scout talent or kind of rise up to any sort of names. Was there anyone that was sticking out in your mind as when you were playing the tournament?
Yeah, like for the most part, like Kazuki is just he ended up in the I know, but he ended up being the Insomnia frag video, and now he's come here and day one he's got a highlight. It just tells you like that guy pops off on every LAN that we play.
So you're saying contact Kazuki.
Contact Kazuki. Don't
steal him from
our team.
Steal him from Alien Workshop.
But yeah, then on the other side of the room, like Warped is always on fire. Like he's crazy as well, and Menex as well. He's been a monster on LAN on the scout class. So yeah, those are my top shoutouts, I think.
Man, my answers are really, really boring because I watched a few games. And it might be obviously from the games I was casting, but it really just goes to show how much a pedigree Witness is compared to everybody else. I was like thinking, okay, they haven't played for a while. I've seen Pappy streaming more Dota 2 than I see TF2.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But
He's still
they
the
just
goat.
like literally, they just rock up. Thomas is genuinely terrifying and all this. I kind of like checked in with him and was like, what was that last game and all this? He's like, oh yeah, I'm playing with a bit more confidence now because like apparently for the rest of the tournament I was playing like a fucked up convig. I was like, what? So the man is like Dragon Ball in it. He's got like weights on his like ankles and stuff, but now he's like free and
he's allowed to venture out.
Yeah.
Sending him out on the Witness train. But yeah, he's funny little thing about Witness as well. They were saying today like they don't like playing product anymore. They like to stick to the 5-6.
I've been noticing that they've been banning that all out. And I remember for a long time there was this just whole we've been doing the homework on the COF maps. People just don't know how to play COF maps anymore, but we do and all this. And
is there 7 maps in the pool that you can guarantee they're going to ban the COF maps in the 2 bans that they get? So
how times have changed across the season, I suppose.
Yeah, Christ, but. What can you do? I feel like we're not going to see anything different. I don't think there's like going forwards. I think that we all have this sinking feeling of dread. That it's a witness gaming supremacy, and we all have to accept we're under the boot of Thomas.
It's, yeah,
36 kills a match.
Good God, I don't think there's enough. I mean, that's pretty impressive to say, like, they ending games in, like, 13 minutes as well. I think the man is not even ending the match. He's just, like, waiting at the spawn queue, like, feed me, come back.
Yeah. What's even more impressive is that he's main calling now on Witness.
Well, you get
Like-
that. I think you get that a lot when you just have somebody that's like in the zone and they're just obviously he is the forefront of a push. He
Yeah.
probably is the one that's like coordinating. It's like Battle Master, like Numlock used to do that, where it was like, oh, he's not the leader, but the man is doing all the damage on the old style demo man. Probably should let him talk and forecast things.
Yeah.
But it is laid down to the modern scout, I suppose. But yeah, other than that, I want to pick a better, a kind of like a niche thing, like, oh yeah, now that's a hipster choice of a scout, but no one's really rose up quite yet in my eyes. I mean, Kazuki was okay.
Not
and
quite
Shades,
as powerfully as.
Yeah, but
they
I
have
think we're
been.
going to have that change because now the serious games are coming out. You got your
Yeah.
playoff games. These are the ones where they actually matter, and they're playing that best of 3 format, so you really get to like not blame the map per se for these teams. So yeah, that should be good. And thought we should do a little introduction. Everyone's caught up now, and we should be able to readily ride into day 2. Thank you for joining me very
No problem
much.
at all. It's been
And a
wonderful.
big shout out to Pablo as well. But yeah, thanks for joining me to just kind of catching up all the audience from our day 1, and now we can spearhead straight into day 2.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll see you then.